Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Good Game of Fun. This is me, THP, talking to you guys once again, and we're back with the final episode of Senran Kagura Shinovi Master. Unfortunately, I was not able to react to this episode at the time when it came out because it was right in the middle of, Christmas and New Year's holiday stuff, and so I was not here at home. I was actually out of town, visiting the family, and doing a whole bunch of other stuff. I even stayed longer than I was expecting over there. And so, I spent all my time there, and when the episode came out, I had no way for me to react to it in the usual way, and so I had no choice but to just not record myself, and I just watched the episode on my own. So, yes, I've already seen this episode, but it has been, I think, 2 or 3 weeks since the last time that I watched this. So, yeah, this is going to be my second viewing after a while of not watching the anime ever since, back then, when the episode came out, and so I've forgotten a lot of the things that have happened, and so this might be a pretty good thing for me to do, to just rewatch it again, just remind myself of the things that I missed out. And of course, at the very least, I want to give you guys my opinion on this last episode, and of course, the anime as a whole. I am thinking of making like a more formal review of, the entire anime in its entirety, but, at the very least, I'll give you like a rough thought as to what I think about the anime towards the end. So there's going to be a lot of talking throughout the episode, so we're just going to go ahead and play the episode now, and we'll talk from there. I don't like keeping you guys waiting for too long at the beginning. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, so I have honestly forgotten most of the stuff that's happened. I am watching the censored version. This is actually my second time recording this because I recorded it accidentally with the uncensored version, and so, I usually have a little bit of the footage on screen with the subtitles on it, so I don't, just to stay safe, I'm gonna go on the censored version. When I was watching it on my own, I saw the uncensored version. And at this point, it doesn't really matter because, they focus a lot less on the fan service now, and they really go hardcore into the story right now, which is fine. Alright, so yeah. In the last episode, Yumi versus Fubuki, Yumi lost, got knocked down, and now they're going at it for round 2. They're staring at each other in the face. They always want to keep their distance from the weapons, but their faces are always like, oh, right here. Yeah, and now we have this other Yoma as well. They're trying to stave her off as well. It's strange how they still have their, hot springs outfits. You'd think that they transformed by now. Apparently the soundtrack for this anime is on sale already. People can buy CDs for it. I want it. It sounds alright. Even if it costs you your life, well, you're kind of screwed because they're not going to kill you. They want to steal you. At least Asuka wants to. Fubuki's mother saved my life. Alright. So at least we have that connection. No? Why would you assume that out of them? Do you realize you're talking to a good shinobi? Do you think it's strange people helping each other out? Probably, yeah. There we go, I do. Ugh, it looks gross with that purple stuff crawling all over her body. Ugh. And Kat is rightfully worried. There we go, now they're all gonna transform. They spend way too long with those big fucking red robes. Alright. We're ready for only 3 characters out of all of these to actually matter, and everybody's just kinda in the background, not doing much. Alright, the intro. It's probably gonna be the last time I watch this intro. So yeah, I think they were planning on making maybe a couple of OVAs, some other videos that, just like the previous anime where they had 5 or 6 little mini episodes where it was just comedy and fan service and stuff like that. And those were fun. I actually do enjoy those because those kind of exist in isolation and don't necessarily get in the way of, the story or whatever. That was the problem that I had with the entire first half of the anime, where it just felt like they were wasting time and just padding shit out when they could actually go, hardcore into the story right out of the gate, just like how they did with episode 1. Episode 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, to an extent, was a lot of just, a bunch of stuff that didn't really matter, right? It was just annoying because they grabbed you, you know? They intrigued you so much in episode 1, right? They take a complete 180 turn from, like, nice, you know, fanciful episode to, like, oh, everyone is dead, you know, supposedly. And then they do a lot of this lighthearted stuff. I'm like, seems a little odd. Which, don't get me wrong, I love the fan service, but when you kick it off with, like, you know, no, this is serious, and then they go to, like, you know, really lighthearted fan service, almost Mario Party style stuff during the Shinobi Masters tournament, is just annoying. And so the entire second half actually makes up for it with all the Kurokage stuff and whatever. What is that? I'm Superman! The Minori. Oh, and now, in the next shot, she doesn't have her arms like that. Oh boy, this anime does have a few inconsistencies. Oh, like, fucking pointing, like, 2 frames. Frame 1, frame 2. Just... Alright, we're actually seeing some fighting now. There we go. All of the long-ranged gun shooters. No, not Ikaruga! Throwing her like she's a WWE wrestler. There we go. Everybody's combining their forces. Yeah, I like that little robot. just like that. No techniques or anything. Just punch her in the face. And Hikage only has like 4 lines in the entire anime. There we go. You see, this part is actually cool. I just wish the animation was better. There we go. Now steal her away. Be sure not to die. How do you... Is that how you do it? It's like a little triangle. I don't want to do it because then I'll steal Oyama and I'll kill myself. Yeah, I know. Usually when it comes to these main bad guys, when it happens too fast, you know it's not gonna work. Do you really think I'll be sealed? Well, let's see. Will you? Yeah, when it takes too long to do this, you know it's not gonna work. When it does work, they do it in slow motion. There's inspirational music swelling up. It's a whole thing. Oh god, and she turned bigger. Jesus. I like Ratet. She's a fun character to see fight. I honestly wish that she was like a playable character in SK7 or something. She's just really cool, and because she talks and has her own dialogue, I really want to see her, at the very least, as a DLC character at some point. Yeah, very convenient that it's out in this, abandoned building, right? It's if this goes out to the city, you're screwed. And of course, you're not gonna fight. You're out there dying. Asuka's super fucked, though, because she tried doing the ceiling once, and it's killing her already. But then, if it doesn't work, now you gotta do it again, so it's an even bigger risk. There we go, she's ready. They all got yeeted. You see, only the ones that matter are still standing. Everybody else pfft, whatever. Just killed off screen. Yeah, no, she's not really fighting for real if she's not transformed. It didn't work alone, but if both of you do it. Sure, if you want to explain it, Homoda's pretty talented. I've seen you do it, you know, what, you do it like this? Alright, cool. Whatever. I don't have to learn anything else. Okay, good explanation. You're gonna die! No, I won't. Plot armor. Okay. You think she'd say something like, okay, look, if the ceiling doesn't kill us, that thing will, you know? At least say it like that. But no, her answer is, you're gonna die. No. Okay. Alright, now do the fucking thing. Alright. How do you like 2 rings? By the way, that was a really cool combo move that they had. The fucking cross thing. It reminds me of Chrono Trigger. There we go. Ooh. Like an ice wave. That's cool. Get that shit out of here. God, Fubuki looks scary with, her Yoma markings. Shut up, move, bitch! Ah, losing less and less clothes every time. Oh god, she got the transformation knocked out of her. See ya. Oh, that looks really cool, actually. Like, the ice breaking. Alright, see ya. Dropping down, like, half naked onto freezing water. Jesus Christ. I don't care how powerful you are. You're not coming back from that one. Oh, hey! I forgot they were here. They were gone, like, what, like 4 episodes ago, and now they're suddenly here? They're gonna try and stop her too, right? Did you not see with your eyes? She just sank. Her boobs are too heavy for her to swim back up. She's a goner. Duh. Save me, you don't even have a floppy disk. This is not a you laugh, you lose challenge. I'm not laughing. You're gonna try and fight her and you're gonna go down in like 5 seconds. We know how this goes. Kagura said it herself. It's Yumi's destiny to beat Fubuki. No one else will beat her. Full moon somewhere in the world. A Saiyan has turned into a great ape as we speak. We're going to defeat you with the power of love and caring. Yes, legit just holding her hand. Defeated by the power of warmth. Here we go, literally just warmth. She's like, fuck off with that pussy shit. She's fucking scary. Human warmth can't reach me because she's a Yoma. Well, just half Yoma. Yeah, don't let go. Let her know that she has friends. Oh, okay, you're here now, so I guess I'll stop. Yumi is dead. Hey, don't jump to conclusions, man. Don't just assume that. Apparently Yumi's a light bright because she's shining from the bottom of the ocean. The lake. Ocean. Yeah, and they're like, bitch, she has plot armor. You think she's gonna die? No. She's the most popular character in the Japanese fan base. You think they're just gonna kill her off here? It's all, yeah, like, it's always Yumi. Even the characters know, nah, she's the number one here. They're not gonna kill her off. It's like in Kingdom Hearts 2 where, like, Goofy died. It's like, no, he's a Disney property character. They're not gonna kill him off. Oh my god, Yumi is going Ultra Instinct. It really is like Dragon Ball, like the big beam. There we go. Jesus has risen again! Look at God. That looks really cool. Of course, the other character that kind of sort of matters. Even within the characters that matter, Miyabi kind of matters less than all the other ones. There we go! Ugh! The ultimate Shinobi. She's already ultimate Shinobi. Look at how cool she is! You got wings and shit? I've learned the moral of the story off screen. Let me explain to you what the lesson was. You can't just know that visually. I just have to, like, explain it to you. Also, I know how to seal as well. How? That's bullshit. They all just know how to do the Fuma coding now? Alright, sure. Alright, now with 3 rings, now she's gonna get sealed, right? There we go, the inspiring music, the drama, the life lessons. Now she's gonna get sealed. This is how you do it. You have no regrets? I'm sorry, you should have thought of that before sealing her. Alright, she's gone. That's the last thing you say to her. I'm sorry. Bye. She was a cool character. I like her. They should bring her back as a DLC character or something. Rosettes. She was badass. Oh gosh, she's angry. There we go. That's some Dragon Ball like. Urgh! Come on, what you gonna do? You're not even transformed. Ooh. Throwing fans. Ah, this is cool. We'll keep standing up. Yes! Come on, Yumi! Understand my strength! Put an end to the war that lasted, what? 2 episodes? Oh, no, wait, like, just in general. They're all just staring like, yeah. Shots is out the moon. Yeah. If you don't understand the symbolism of the whole moon thing. There we go! Fwah! Of course we don't see it, we just see the frame at the end. There we go. Dunzo. KO. Oh, I'm too tired. She knocked the tattoos out of her. She wants justice, but not like this. Oh, God. The portal to the darkness is still open. Xehanort will come in and take over the... Ah! Well, that was easy. That's Kagura for you. Okay. Thank you for reminding us who you are, for no reason, to all the people that already know. We all did a great job doing nothing. They'll just get up like, let's go. Let's go grab a soda. Yeah, the portal and everything got closed. I would have loved to have seen the other dudes deal with that as well. We just saw like a glimpse of them and that's it. Hanzo, Sayuri sealed the Yoma, great. So they know the Fumakonin too. There was no appearance of Sayuri at all. Did you mention her name just now? Friends, huh? Yes. So what if we should like, this is kind of nice. I think I'll take a nap here for a while. All right, you got your ass beat. What now? Oh God, the 2 mountains there, the camera angle. Here, if you don't understand the symbolism, if you still need it to be like knocked into your mind, here, let me show it to you one last time. Sword and Shield. Like every episode, we show you this fucking little badge. All right. Okay. Let's go. We beat someone's ass, now we leave. Like, come on. Fubuki, you still have your 2 friends. Don't take them for granted. You're here talking about, I'm so lonely and I can't feel anything, but your friends are right in front of you, so you know. Now we can finally celebrate. Christmas has been saved, thanks to Yumi. I forgot this is like a Christmassy kind of setting. Of course, the sexy Christmas outfits have to come. Are they not cold? Jesus. Of course. The Christmas squid, as we all know. Ooh, Shiki. Oh, come on, you can't be training during Christmas, come on. The sweat dripping off your body, Jesus. Yeah, I'm with Ryobi on this one. Nobody works or nothing during Christmas. Don't train on this day. Oh, God. Oh, God, Riona. Any excuse for you to take your clothes off, huh? I would talk about the cold with her, but she probably likes it. Ultimate Shinobi, of course. Missing something? Explosions? Let's put up little... Yeah, of course you're gonna blow it up. Poor snowman, man. He didn't do nothing to you. R.I.P. to the snowman. What is it? I detected Christmas murder. Yeah, hey, man. You live in a cave, man. You gotta make do with whatever you can. Working in Christmas is pretty sad, but this is a Christmas squad as well. Ugh, bean sprout cake? Not again. She's so excited. Yeah, leftovers. Sure. Awesome. Working really hard on Christmas Day for fucking leftovers. And they're still shopping. They bought 20 boxes full of cat ears. Sure. What about that thing that kept crawling up your body? Guaranteeing your death. It went away. I just drank some Sprite and some chicken noodle soup and, it just did itself. That's kind of stupid, whereas like, they should have inserted something in there where it's like, oh, it kills you if you overuse it, but if you like give it some time in between every sealing, it goes away eventually. No, but they were just like, oh, it went away. Like, just, sure. Continuing with the duality of all these things. Perhaps in a video game we'll fight again, but I don't know. God, that fucking badge is getting passed around so many fucking times. Are you sure? Are you sure you don't need it? Alright, don't come crying to us when you start to get all extremist again. Find my place in the human world. In other words, get a job. Work somewhere else and find a place to live other than an abandoned building. You never fought? That is such a Goku thing to say. Let's make another tournament and do stupid shit again. Honestly, the Shinobi Master should have been just fighting. They should have, like, for all of the characters to have their own moment, they should have, like, been like 1v1 and just have certain characters fight. Really? You're still pushing them away? I'm not alone. I'm not crying. You're crying. There we go. That's 4 people that are with you. No, I forgot that you could take it apart. Here, stab yourself with it. Sure. Little friendship thing going on here. Why do you give me the sharp object? It's dangerous. I'll use it when I go and, like, take, like, cheese snacks out of the Costco. Alright, ending it in exactly the way that you started it. What kind of shinobi are you? Pure and cold, and it melts away very easily. So you want to die? That's still who you want to be. Sure. You see? Physics! It did disappear, whatever the fuck that means. I'm still having trouble figuring out what the fuck she meant. I guess white and pure, and, it goes away very quickly, which is why you need to live in the moment and enjoy the time that you have before you melt away. I don't know. I'm having a tough time kind of figuring out what that meant. Anyway, super happy Hot Springs ending. They never changed it. It was the same every single time. Even in serious moments, they were still going, ha. Alright, sure. I don't think there's a preview for anything else after this, right? I think it's just the ending. This little sequence and then the episode ends. Alright, that pretty much does it. That is Senran Kagura Shinobi Master. So while the credits roll, I'm not gonna go off for too long right here at the end because I am planning on having some sort of review out for this anime. It'll take a while because I'm probably gonna have to rewatch the whole thing again, just to make sure that I know what I'm talking about, or at least I remember certain details correctly. But overall, like, what is the 5-minute version of that review? What do I think about it? I think it's good. It's not great. It's not awesome. It certainly has some cool moments. It is definitely miles better than the first anime. Ninja Flash, that one just sucks. Like, overall, like, this is not like in this anime where, like, the first half kind of sucks, but the second half, they cram in all of the story and it's great. The first one just sucks overall. This one, really does a good job towards the end. They really actually have, like, a story arc and stuff to do, and, you know, characters having to learn something, and an actual villain, you know, that we can understand to a certain point. Yeah, like, honestly, geez, just watch episode 1, and then maybe skip over to maybe, like, episode 5 or 6, because everything else is just a waste of fucking time. Now, granted, if you want the fan service, then you can get it there, and even then, it's kind of silly, because the thing is that, like, in the video games, the fan service only comes from the battles, you know? Like, people say that, oh, it's fan service everywhere. Not really, because all of the dialogue and all the story is super duper character heavy stuff, and especially the comedy, you know? The first half was very much kind of like shtick, you know, oh, I fell over and blah, you know, everything kind of predicated on, you know, eventually ending up naked, like the PBS thing, right? It's supposed to be funny that, you know, you get shot with the water and you're naked, and they kind of repeat that over and over again. But in the games, it is very much like you have to know who the characters are and what their backstory is, what their quirks are, what their flaws are, so then you can actually understand what all of the jabs and the jokes are during the dialogue, you know? And all of the, like, nudity and all this stuff doesn't really happen until the combat, where it is the fan service is fully integrated into the fighting. You know, that's what I like about it. They don't necessarily sacrifice story and gameplay for the fan service, because it's all intertwined with each other. You know, that's what I like. And here in Shinobi Masters, they kind of didn't do that. They kind of divided it in, like, the first half is the fan service half, and the second half is the story half. And I feel like they didn't have to do that. They could have gone full on with the story while weaving and integrating the fan service within, you know, the fighting, and within, you know, making jokes or something like that were very character focused, you know? I feel like the writing doesn't have as much care and attention as opposed to, say, Shinovi Versus or Deep Crimson or Burst. Those are like the 3 games that have the best story. All the other ones can kind of be better. Even Estival Versus kind of falters a little bit. But yeah, I feel like even stuff like Estival Versus and even stuff like PBS kind of do a better job at kind of nailing the characters down more than, you know, what Shinobi Masters does in the grand scheme of things. Because here, it only focuses on Yumi, Asuka, and that's pretty much it. You know, Homura and Miyabi are kind of supporting cast to those two. And then for villains, you have Fubuki, and that's it. Like, even Gekko and Senko are not even that special. You don't really go too deep into their backstories. You know, the only thing that you know is they kind of just feel like they have an emptiness to themselves, right? Like, they're seen as perfect, but they really don't have anything that really fills them with the motivation to keep going, and then they find Kurokage stuff, and they're inspired, and Fubuki follows in that same philosophy. That's why they follow her, you know? Yeah, and Fubuki, you know, has a lot of good focus on the story as well. She exists throughout, you know? She's not like Dogen, you know, in the previous anime where he just kind of shows up and says, well, I'm the bad guy, you know? Beat me up, you know? She's not a person that exists just to get beaten up and defeated and that's it, bad guy done. No, like, she exists throughout the whole thing. She shows up and speaks about, you know, what she represents multiple times. You see her backstory multiple times, and you see some pretty raw shit with, like, her mom, or her parents, you know, being either dead or sealed away, and all, and her reasoning for why she's doing what she does, and it makes sense, you know, to an extent. That typical moral ambiguity, that gray area that Senran Kagura always plays around with, is still ever present here. But I feel like they could always go deeper in the same way that Shinobi versus Deep Crimson Burst does. But they kind of don't, because, like, the problem is that they section off, okay, fan service here, and action here and story here, you know, like they can like shove everything into one thing, you know, and they kind of did for a certain moment, you know, during the story heavy bits when they were fighting and somebody was losing, they were losing their clothing, you know, like I feel like that could be a thing. Or when Katsuragi was saying like, oh, I'm gonna take all of these like character templates and use it as bait to bring the Yoma so that Asaka can seal them, like that's just funny, and it weaves into progressing the story forward a little bit more, right? Stuff like that. But when you have like the stupid Shinobi Master stuff where he's like, oh, don't fall into the water, oopsie, now I'm naked, like, fuck that, you know. It would have been nice to see like an OVA, like a separate OVA to that, you know, instead of you know, have it take up half of the fucking series, you know. If you ask me, Shinobi Masters is like a 6-episode anime. It's not a 12-episode anime because 6 of these episodes actually matter. And the other ones, you can literally just cut them out completely and they would not matter. In fact, no. You can take like the last 30 seconds of every single episode of the first half, and you can just weave them all together in like a montage or something, and there we go, and then kick it off with episode 6 or something. Yeah. Also, the same thing that me and everybody else has said for the longest time, the animation is such a shame. Like, honestly, like, it blows so much. There are many moments where the characters just look really weird. They're doing, like, really weird stances, and then in the next shot, they're not doing that. The characters from far away look fucking terrible. A lot of the action could have been so much better if it wasn't, like, a slideshow of, like, let's fight! And then, ooh, one picture, and then a white flash, and, oh, and then the other one. And then, you know, that's all it is for the most part. It wasn't until towards the end where the animation got a little better. And even then, you know, you have parts where, like, Yozakura, like, lifts her hand up and starts pointing, and it's, like, 2 frames, like, you know? No in-betweens for any of that shit, right? It's just, a lot of it is super awkward, and you can tell where kind of like the biases are and who they focus on, because there are many moments where all of the other characters look like shit, but then when the guessing girls come in, they have their own like fully animated entrance and shit. Yeah, you know, there's a bunch of stuff like that. But overall, the story, I feel like, is miles better than they had it before, which was just a retelling of Burst. I like that this is its own original thing, with its own villain, and they have their own deal going on. I love the focus on all of the past stuff, all of the expanded lore with Kurakage and Hanzo and how they look like back then. There's so many animes that, like, you know, cover the faces so that you never know, you know, how these people look like before, which I don't understand why they do that. Here they have the fucking balls to actually show young Kurakage, young Hanzo, old Hanzo, and then they show Yumi's grandmother, and you know, they really don't shy away from, you know, just kind of showing how it all went down, you know, showing like Kurakage's downfall and then seeing him kind of rise again, you know, and this thing of like, no, you know, all the shit that I was doing was wrong and all that. Like, as I said before, I would be more than happy to watch a Kurakage anime, like a whole 12-episode anime of all of that shit from the past. I feel like that'd be really cool, seeing Hanzo, Kurakage, Sayuri, like all of those people do all that shit. I think that'd be awesome. On top of, you know, this, you know, as sort of like a complimentary thing to the Senran Kagura stuff, because they legitimately have a really nice story, but sometimes they kind of flake out on it. You know, the anime, again, because of time restrictions and a limited budget, I feel like they don't go as deep and as detailed oriented as they are in the video games, because in the video games, of course, you play the game for like 30, 40 hours, and that's all just dialogue and story and backstory and narration, and like, you know, there's dialogue and talking all over the goddamn place, so like, they really, like, they get in on it. But here, you know, they spend a lot of time just kind of, I don't know, just not really knowing what to do with most of the characters. So they kind of just like, you know, they have a big Yoma, just sort of shove them off, and then, okay, now we know what to do because there's only like 2 people that we have to worry about. So, you know, it's a strange balancing act. The vast majority of the characters have no place in this anime. You know, like, Imu only has, like, 2 lines in the entire anime. Murasaki has no lines. Ryobi, literally her entire purpose was to shit on Riona whenever she went crazy. Like, any of the non-main characters that were actually important, I'd say Riona, was like a comedy bit consistently. I guess Katsuragi towards the end. The Hanzo girls were not in it. They were not in it until like the second half, and even then they barely did anything. So yeah, they're just there literally as just background noise. They don't belong here. They're not in this anime. It's only Asuka and Yumi and Fubuki. That's it. And then as supporting cast is Homura and Miyabi, and then even lower than that, as like literally just like window dressing, just to have more people on screen, you have the rest of the girls that don't do anything. I think just Riona and Katsuragi did something at some point to help, but overall, I feel like there was a lot of wasted potential here. And again, if they did it like how they do Naruto or how they do One Piece or Dragon Ball, well, they don't really give a fuck about the limit. They just kind of like keep going. Senran Kagura is definitely an anime that would be awesome if it had like 100 episodes to really like get to know everybody. But because it's a niche thing and they have a limited amount of money and, to be honest, they could take the lazy route by just doing the fan service and then leaving. That's why you got like 12 episodes. But I definitely congratulate them in their attempt of coming up with an original story, with a new villain, and at least those last 6 episodes were good. Give me a full 12 episodes of that, and then take all of that fan service from the first 5 or 6 episodes and find a way to like weave it in and like, just blend it with the rest of the story rather than, just sort of dividing it into its own thing, because it just feels like padding. It feels like you're wasting time. And when you really hook your audience so deeply with episode 1 where everybody gets the shit kicked out of them, and then you go into like, oh, let's go to the hot springs and like, let's do PBS and bullshit like that. It's like, wait, what? It feels tone deaf to me. And so, yeah, I just feel like they could have just kicked off the Shinobi Masters tournament from like episode 3 and have it all legitimately just be like a tournament, And instead of having to like go off into like this ice place and fall into the water and all that shit, all 12 episodes could have just been in the tournament, Or like you go through this bracket and you all fight each other, and at the end of it is Yumi and Fubuki, and they change the stage or do a Shinobi barrier where it's like this ice place and then they fight, like just and the whole Yoma thing could have been exciting as well, but being like, oh my god, she wants to go to war with people and she's summoning all this Yoma, and if we let them, leave and escape the fighting arena, if we let them escape the tournament, all hell is gonna break loose. We have to stop them now, I feel like they could have done it in a much more intelligent way, in a much more exciting way, in a way that makes sense for the Shinobi because they're in the shadows all the time, right? I feel like this could have gone a variety of different ways, but again, all of that would involve more money, more episodes, more time, and probably cutting the cast by like 75%, I think. But yeah, those are pretty much my thoughts. Maybe at some point I'll have like a formal review where I actually write and type all of this shit out so that it doesn't come off as super incoherent and all over the place like how I'm doing right now. But overall, just in general, I liked it. It was good. It was like I usually don't like to give ratings because then people just latch onto that. But if I really had to give it a rating, I'd say maybe like a 6 or a 7 out of 10, 3 out of 5, completely in the middle. If all 12 episodes were equally as exciting as the second half, then I would definitely rank it up to like an 8 out of 10 or like a 4 out of 5 or something like that, It will go from good to like pretty damn solid. But because of just the fucking waste of time that was the entire first half of the anime, with the exception of episode 1, I thought episode 1 was good. So like 2, 3, 4, 5, and to an extent 6, yeah, that totally like brings the anime down a notch for a good long while. So it's just good. Not great, but it was good. A fuck ton better than Ninja Flash. So that's all, that I can say. But anyway, you guys go ahead and give me your thoughts on the anime as a whole. I know that I have a lot of Senran Kagura fans in the audience, and I always have a lot of people like Hasio and Heavy and Brandon and all these people giving your very thorough thoughts on each episode. And because I am reacting to this late, I never got to hear you guys' opinion on the anime. So go ahead and write them down in the comments below. I would love to know what you guys think. And yeah, you know, I'm done. I'm done watching this anime. It is very likely that I will move on to something else. I know that Mob Psycho 100 has its second season coming out. And so I think now they're at 2 episodes, so maybe I'll react to that. I love Mob Psycho 100. I saw season 1 already, and it's fantastic. So maybe I'll get into season 2 and see what's up. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, you guys know what to do. I don't need to repeat myself, but I'll do it anyway, just you know, for tradition's sake. Be sure to give this video a like, and of course, you can subscribe, hit that bell icon, comment whatever you want, and all social media links are down in the description below. This has been THP signing off, and thank you very much for joining me on this journey through the Shinovi Masters anime. And don't be sad just because this is the end of a journey, because that only means is the beginning of a new one. So hopefully you join me for whatever comes next, and let's have fun. See you next time.